This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric reporting tonight from Bedford, New Hampshire.
And this is a special Western edition. Good evening, everyone. The polls are closed in this first presidential primary of Campaign 08, and Republican John McCain has earned the title of the Comeback Kid. CBS News estimates he has come from way behind to win the Republican primary, beating Mitt Romney from next door Massachusetts, a big disappointment for him. To the Democrats now, Barack Obama, who won Iowa last week, is now battling with Hillary Clinton for first place here in New Hampshire. Democratic voters, by the way, told us they see Clinton as more qualified to be commander-in-chief. Republican voters give the nod on that to war hero John McCain. We have a team of CBS News correspondents deployed all around New Hampshire tonight to cover the major presidential candidates. And we'll begin with Kelly Kobiea, who is covering the McCain Straight Talk Express, which is back on track tonight. Kelly?
Back on track and very happy tonight, Katie. John McCain worked very hard for this victory, and he got to celebrate it at least for a little while. He came out a few moments ago to deafening cheers to thank all of his supporters, volunteers as well. This is a great moment for a candidate who faced an uphill battle. His campaign basically left for dead a few months ago. He held more than 100 town hall meetings here, answering voters' questions, tough questions about his support of immigration reform, not a popular issue among core Republicans. Also questions about his support for the troop surge in Iraq. That was once thought to be the nail in the coffin of his presidential aspirations, and for now, it's actually working in his favor. But in the end, it wasn't necessarily issues about immigration or the Iraq war that helped McCain. It was really his leadership that voters cared about, and in that category, he's got scores high.
My friends, you know, I'm past the age when I can claim the noun kid, no matter what adjective precedes it. But tonight, we sure showed them what a comeback looks like.
The celebration doesn't last for long. McCain is back on the campaign trail first thing tomorrow morning, heading first to Michigan, a full day of events there, and then on to South Carolina. Katie?
Now, independent voters, Kelly, in 2000 really catapulted McCain to first place here in New Hampshire, and he did well among independent voters this go-round, garnering something like 36% of them, right?
He did very well among independent voters, and that was going to be the key for him, whether or not he could battle Barack Obama, a Democrat, for those independent votes. He scored very well, and that really may have made the difference for him.
All right, Kelly Kobiea with the McCain campaign. Kelly, thank you. For Mitt Romney from neighboring Massachusetts, a very disappointing loss in his own backyard on top of his loss to Mike Huckabee in Iowa last week. Bill Whitaker is covering the Romney campaign. And Bill, Mitt Romney was exuding confidence all day long, predicting he would be victorious. What do they believe happened there?
Well, Mitt Romney was just on the stage behind me talking about now it's on to Michigan with its 30 delegates. But despite the optimistic talk, this was a devastating blow to this campaign, which had pumped a ton of money and a lot of time into winning here, and whose opening strategy was to win big in the early states. The exit polls tell the story. Mitt Romney only won big with voters who called themselves conservative or very conservative, or with voters who were older, 65 and older, or wealthier voters. Most all the rest went to John McCain. On his core issues of terror and immigration and the economy, voters only gave him the edge on terror. So the only one bright spot is that Romney was the candidate that the voters said shared their values, but that wasn't enough to put him over the top. Still, Romney was talking about the future tonight.
I will fight across this nation, on to Michigan and South Carolina and Florida and Nevada and states after that.
He insists, win or lose, he's in this for the long haul. Katie?
And Bill, in fact, he's looking forward to Michigan. At least that's what he told me yesterday, because of his family ties in that state.
He's got family ties there. His father was once the governor of the state. His father ran American Motors there, an auto company there. So he's got deep ties there. And he believes that this is sort of his firewall, his must-win. Katie?
And John McCain won that primary back in 2000, so that's another thing he has to contend with. Bill Whitaker, Bill, thank you very much. After his victory in Iowa, Mike Huckabee now leads in national polls, but he never expected to do very well here in New Hampshire. Nancy Cordes is with the Huckabee campaign, and Nancy, despite his loss, spirits are pretty high there.
They really were, Katie. In fact, judging by the exuberance in this room a few minutes ago when Mike Huckabee came out to the podium, you would have thought he won here, and by a wide margin. The crowd was cheering, "We like Mike, we like Mike," and the candidate seemed pretty pumped too. Keep in mind, just a few weeks ago, he was polling at 6th here in New Hampshire, behind Ron Paul, behind Rudy Giuliani. Tonight, it's estimated he'll come in front of both of them in 3rd place. He says this shows he's got momentum coming out of Iowa. Take a listen.
So many others that are Bob McClellan. He's headed up our legislative effort.
Huckabee said that he had called both John McCain and Mitt Romney to tell them that he congratulated them on doing better than he did in this race. Keep in mind, Katie, when he won the Iowa caucuses just last week, he did not receive that congratulatory phone call from Mitt Romney.
All right, Nancy Cordes covering the Huckabee campaign for us. Now to the Democrats. Barack Obama was hoping, maybe even expecting, to pick up his second big win here in New Hampshire, but it's turning out to be a very close fight with Hillary Clinton. Dean Reynolds is covering Senator Obama. Dean, are they surprised over there?
I think they are surprised. They're not shocked, but they are clearly surprised. After all, Katie, they saw the crowds, which were huge. They saw the polls, which were very encouraging. They knew that the Iowa bounce might have an effect here in New Hampshire. And now they look at the results, and it has to be a little deflating for them. The one thing they are looking at closely are the unreporting precincts, which we're told come from college towns. That forms part of the bedrock of Barack Obama's support, along with those independents. Now, on the independents, our exit polls show that Obama won them by 41% to 34% over Hillary Clinton. And when people were asked who was most likely to win in November, Barack Obama, again, was preferred 46% to 36%. Now, every time they put up one of these results on the board here, the crowd, depending on the distance between the two, either is dead silent or breaks out into huge cheers. They are clearly hoping that they can catch Mrs. Clinton at the finish line, though. Katie?
Dean, the exit polls are really fascinating. As you mentioned, respondents believe Obama is most likely to beat a Republican presidential candidate by 46 to 35%. But when those voters were asked who is the most qualified to be commander-in-chief, 36% of them said Hillary Clinton and only 29% say Obama. So there seems to be quite a disconnect here.
I think you're right, and I think it's confounding to probably both campaigns. I mean, on the one hand, you have somebody who they say is going to win. On the other hand, they say the other one would be a better president, be ready to lead. So I think we're going to have to do a lot of sorting out in the next few hours to figure this one out. Katie?
All right, Dean Reynolds, Dean. Next few hours or days, right, Dean? Thanks so much. After Hillary Clinton's 3rd place finish in Iowa, she badly needs a win here tonight. Jim Axelrod is covering her campaign. And Jim, are they breathing a bit of a sigh of relief there at the Clinton campaign headquarters?
That's exactly right, Katie. In fact, John McCain might not be the only person getting the comeback kid headline in tomorrow morning's papers after tonight's over. Still too close to call. If you really want to understand what's going on, let me try to clarify a little bit with some exit poll data. 57% of the Democratic primary voters we talked to on the way out of the poll said the candidate stands on the issues was most important to them. Only 41% said it was the personal qualities of the candidate. And that seems to be why Hillary Clinton is doing much better than expected. Now, the mood inside the Clinton campaign headquarters is optimistic. They're not ready to declare victory. In fact, they're trying to keep expectations down. But a senior Clinton advisor did say to me that they believe they've had a very strong last 72 hours. They believe the Barack Obama wave has crested. An advisor said to me about an hour and a half ago that if the primary were held tomorrow, they would definitely win. He wasn't, at that point, ready to say that they were going to win tonight. But if things continue, that may be something that they have to talk about, because the way things are looking right now, Hillary Clinton is charging. I would like to make one point, Katie. That is, right now, the returns from Hanover, where Dartmouth is, and Durham, New Hampshire, where the University of New Hampshire is, have not come in yet. So those college towns where Barack Obama was expected to do very well, those results still to be counted. Katie?
All right, Jim Axelrod. Thanks, Jim. John Edwards squeaked by Hillary Clinton in Iowa to finish second there. Chip Reed is covering the Edwards campaign. Chip, did they accomplish what they were hoping for here?
Well, they sure did not, Katie. What they were really hoping for here was they knew they were going to be in third place, but they really wanted Hillary Clinton to do poorly. Their whole strategy has been the demise of Hillary Clinton. They've been telling us over and over recently they believe Hillary Clinton is faltering so badly that she could be out of this race within a matter of weeks. Well, obviously that doesn't look like it's happening. Their dream was that it would turn into a two-person race, John Edwards and Barack Obama. It looks like the two people are Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Katie?
All right, Chip Reed, thanks very much. So to recap now, CBS News estimates that John McCain has won the Republican primary here in New Hampshire, defeating Mitt Romney. It's a big comeback win for McCain, the second big loss after Iowa for Romney. Meanwhile, on the Democratic side, it could be a long night, still too close to call, between Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. Turnout set a record, an estimated 500,000 people voted here in New Hampshire today. There is much more CBS News ahead, including brand new video of the confrontation that almost led to a battle at sea. Iranian speedboats swarming around U.S. Navy ships. But up next, a January jolt. Rare winter tornadoes tear through the Midwest.
Here's the sky. Enterprise Rent-A-Car helps keep clean by its pledge to plant this tree and 50 million others. Because at Enterprise, more than our logo is green.
Keeping power flowing to thousands of homes and businesses, Paul is a formidable man, but no match for something smaller than a spark. It was a clot. If you've been hospitalized with heart-related chest pain or had a heart attack, what doctors call ACS, chances are you've had a clot too. But now Paul's on Plavix. Plavix, taken with other heart medicines, helps provide greater protection against heart attack or stroke than other heart medicines alone by helping keep blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots.
If you have a stomach ulcer or other condition that causes bleeding, you should not use Plavix. When taking Plavix alone or with some other medicines, including aspirin, the risk of bleeding may increase, so tell your doctor before planning surgery. And always talk to your doctor before taking aspirin or other medicines with Plavix, especially if you've had a stroke. If you develop fever, unexplained weakness, or confusion, tell your doctor promptly, as these may be signs of a rare but potentially life-threatening condition called TTP, which has been reported rarely, sometimes in less than 2 weeks after starting therapy. Other rare but serious side effects may occur.
Ask your doctor about Plavix today, because you're no match for a dangerous clot. If you take Plavix with other heart medicines, continuing to do so will help increase your protection against a future heart attack or stroke beyond your other heart medicines alone. You may be feeling better, but your risk never goes away. Help stay protected. Stay with Plavix.
Bad sore throat pain? New Cepacol spray is a big shot of relief. Numbs pain instantly in just one shot. Old-fashioned sprays need 5. New Cepacol spray. The little spray that's a big shot of relief.
Something new for lunch?
Smoked chicken panini.
Really? Toasted Tuscan bread.
With the goodness of whole grain.
Let's make this for Healthy Choice.
I did.
Introducing delicious panini from Healthy Choice.
That ought to do it.
Assuming you've done enough for retirement doesn't make much sense either. That's why you should invest with Edward Jones to make sure you're on the right track. Because 2 out of 3 Americans are unprepared for retirement. Don't be one of them. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
The weather has been unseasonably warm, not only here in New Hampshire, but also in the Midwest, where it spawned tornadoes. Rare winter tornadoes tore across 5 states yesterday, killing 2 people in Missouri and leveling dozens of homes in the country's midsection. Cynthia Bowers is in one of the hardest hit communities, Wheatland, Wisconsin. Cynthia?
Good evening, Katie. The first January tornado to hit these parts since the 1960s was enough to send Sputnik back into orbit. Well, this boat named Sputnik flew 150 feet as folks in the Midwest found out firsthand killer tornadoes don't care about the calendar or anything that gets in their way.
We felt the house shift, but we didn't know it was gone.
In the moments before the storm hit Wheatland, Bob Lestarge and his family were huddled in what was their basement, knowing they might not make it out.
I grabbed my niece and I thought, okay, here we go. That was terrifying.
That's some intense weather right there.
This home video captured last night's tornado. This voicemail from Butch Conrad's wife captures the horror of writing it out. In all, the tornado, packing winds over 150 miles per hour, damaged or destroyed more than 30 houses. Victims are picking through what's left and giving thanks there were no injuries. Folks in Missouri weren't so lucky. 2 people died near Springfield. The severe weather is at the western edge of a slow-moving mass of extremely warm air out of the Gulf, colliding with that cold front coming in from the west coast. There were records broken in over 100 cities yesterday, including Chicago, Toledo, Ohio, and Hot Springs, Arkansas. Records are being broken further east today in Vermont and Syracuse, and the violent front continues to spin out killer twisters.
Look at that.
There was a death in Arkansas today. Tornado warnings were up for Tennessee and Mississippi. In Indiana, 3 people died when their car ran into floodwaters. The heat wave here didn't last long. In fact, Katie, it's already beginning to feel like real winter again.
Cynthia Bowers reporting from Wheatland, Wisconsin tonight. Coming up next, a call to battle stations, new video and audio tape of Iranian boats possibly threatening to blow up U.S. ships.
I have COPD with chronic bronchitis, which makes it hard to breathe. But now that I'm breathing better with Advair, today I can have fun with my granddaughter.
For people with COPD with chronic bronchitis, great news. Advair helps significantly improve lung function. While nothing can reverse COPD, Advair is different from other medications because it's the only product with an anti-inflammatory and a long-acting bronchodilator working together to help you breathe better. Advair won't replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be used more than twice a day. Lung infections, including pneumonia, have been reported with Advair. Taking Advair may increase your risk for osteoporosis and some eye problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking Advair, and ask about the risks and benefits of continuing Advair after 6 months.
I'm glad you came, Grandma.
Me too. Ask your doctor how Advair helps improve lung function for better breathing.
Find out how to get your first full prescription free at advaircopd.com.
Who makes chicken noodle soup as good as your grandma?
I do, because I make it with Swanson broth.
Swanson broth is made with all-natural chicken stock and the flavors of garden vegetables and herbs.
My secret is Swanson broth.
For more recipes, visit swansonbroth.com.
Would you like to win $5,000 every week for life? Just enter the Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes by mail or at PCH.com, where there's a new winner every day. Enter today, win tomorrow.
I'm an eye doctor and a patient. My natural ability to produce tears is reduced by a certain type of chronic dry eye. I tried all kinds of over-the-counter eye drops, and they weren't enough. So now I use exactly what I prescribe for many of my patients, Restasis. It's the only prescription eye drop to help increase tear production, which may be reduced by inflammation due to chronic dry eye. Since Restasis helps me make more of my own tears, I use fewer over-the-counter drops. Restasis shouldn't be used by patients with active eye infections and hasn't been studied in patients with a history of herpes viral infections of the eye. The most common side effect is a temporary burning sensation. 1 drop, twice a day, with continued use, helps you make more of your own tears.
Go to Restasis3.com or call 1-800-913-3079 for this free information kit and a $20 rebate.
Don't wait for your annual appointment. Call your eye doctor today to see if Restasis is right for you. It is for me. Thanks, Restasis.
The U.S. military launched a new offensive today. It's called Operation Phantom Phoenix, and it's aimed at dealing a knockout blow to al-Qaeda in Iraq. The military also released new video showing an American attack on an alleged al-Qaeda target, a house said to be filled with bomb-making materials. An F-16 fighter leveled the building. Meanwhile, the Pentagon also released dramatic tapes today showing Iranian speedboats making a run at U.S. ships in the Strait of Hormuz on Sunday and possibly threatening to blow up those ships. It was a dangerous confrontation that almost led to a battle at sea. More now from Kimberly Dozier.
It was a high-stakes test of nerves just off the coast of Iran.
This is coalition warship. I am engaged in transit passage in accordance with international law.
5 Iranian military fast boats tearing straight at 3 U.S. warships.
Identify yourself and state your intentions, over.
They just picked up speed.
5 unidentified small surface craft inbound.
Setting off warning sirens and sending sailors running for weapons. At almost ramming distance, the Iranians finally broke radio silence, mocking the Americans.
I'm coming to you.
The Americans couldn't believe what they heard next.
We will explode after 2 minutes.
We will explode after a few minutes.
U.S. commanders were poised to open fire when the Iranians withdrew, meaning the U.S. came within about 500 yards of armed confrontation with Iran. Kimberly Dozier, CBS News, the Pentagon.
And I'll be back from New Hampshire with our political pros in a moment.
A leap forward in solving the mystery of autism. Scientists have found a new genetic clue that could help thousands of kids. Our Eye on Medicine report tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
You know what's the best part of a Lunesta night? The way you feel the next morning. Non-narcotic Lunesta can give you 7 to 8 beautiful, restful hours of sleep to help you feel refreshed, recharged, and ready to start your day. Lunesta helps you fall asleep quickly, so take it right before bed. Be sure you have at least 8 hours to devote to sleep before becoming active. Until you know how you'll react to Lunesta, you should not drive or operate machinery. Do not take Lunesta with alcohol. Call your doctor right away if after taking Lunesta you walk, drive, eat, or engage in other activities while asleep. In rare cases, severe allergic reactions can occur. Most sleep medicines carry some risk of dependency. Side effects may include unpleasant taste, headache, drowsiness, and dizziness. Ask your doctor whether a Lunesta night can help you have mornings like this. Lunesta, a great tomorrow starts tonight.
I'm the biggest, baddest mucus.
There's a new sheriff in town to drive your toughest mucus out. New Maximum Strength Mucinex. One pill has the most mucus-fighting medicine to get rid of chest congestion for 12 hours. New Maximum Strength Mucinex in, mucus out.
In 6 weeks, someone will get their own Cheerios ad on TV. It could be you. In those same 6 weeks, Cheerios could help lower your cholesterol 4%. Cheerios. Now's the time to enter your ad at Cheerios.com.
Today, I really struggled with my fibromyalgia. I had pain all over. My muscles ached, so tender to the touch. Fibromyalgia is a real widespread pain condition, which also makes daily activities difficult. But until recently, there were no medicines approved by the FDA to manage fibromyalgia. Prescription Lyrica is the first and only FDA-approved treatment that can help relieve fibromyalgia pain and improve function. Lyrica is not for everyone. Some of the most common side effects of Lyrica are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands and feet. Tell your doctor right away about any serious allergic reaction that causes swelling or affects your breathing or your skin, or about any changes in your eyesight or muscle pain along with a fever or tired feeling. You should not drive or operate machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Ask your doctor if Lyrica is right for you.
Tomorrow, are you an alcoholic? There's a new definition. Could it include you? Take the quiz and find out. Tomorrow on The Early Show.
Back now from New Hampshire, where CBS News estimates that Republican John McCain has defeated Mitt Romney. An amazing comeback for McCain, whose campaign was down to just $250,000 this past summer. Meanwhile, on the Democratic side, it is still too close to call between Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Quite a gender gap among Democratic voters. Clinton did far better than Obama among women. Obama, on the other hand, did much better than Clinton among men. We want to check in with a couple of veteran reporters who have covered more than a few primaries. Our chief Washington correspondent and anchor of Face the Nation, Bob Schieffer, and our senior political correspondent, Jeff Greenfield. Let's start with the story of the night. Everybody's scratching their heads at this close race between Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. People thought it was going to be pretty much a blowout, didn't they?
Well, they did. Obama was getting twice the crowds that Hillary Clinton was getting. All the polls were suggesting he might win by as much as 10 points. There seemed to be electricity around his campaign, and lo and behold, Hillary Clinton's doing what she was not able to do in Iowa, win among women. Older women, middle-aged women. He seems to be doing better among the younger women. Men are voting for Obama. She also did well among regular Democrats. Not
already registered Democrats, because independents could register on the spot.
Yes. She did not do well among that group out in Iowa. She's doing that here tonight. So, you know, we've still got a horse race here. Whatever happens here, the Clinton campaign is going to spin it that even if she finishes second, it was so close that it was a victory for her. The Obama people will say, if it turns out they win, and right now they're running behind, they will say, hey, we beat her 2 in a row.
Let's talk about John McCain. What was his secret here?
Well, remember, he won here in a blowout 8 years ago, and I think a lot of people here remembered why they had fallen in love with him. The exit polls say he was more seen as a commander-in-chief. Leadership and personal qualities were more important to more Republicans than issues. The issue voters went for Mitt Romney, but the folks who voted on personal qualities and leadership went for John McCain, and they saw him as electable. You know, Mitt Romney had the whole strategy was dump a ton of money, win Iowa and New Hampshire, become the front runner. Mitt Romney said tonight, I've won 2 silvers and 1 gold, thank you, Wyoming. I have a feeling the Republican Party is going to say, you know, second close only counts on horseshoes and hand grenades. When are you going to win something? And Michigan, the next test for Republicans, which is an open primary in terms of independence, becomes, I think, Mitt Romney's really
swan song if he doesn't do well.
It's you know, here I raise my Ebenezer. You know, win or really, you've got a lot of explaining to do.
He has deep roots there. George Romney, he ran for president. He was governor of Michigan.
Yeah. But I think what's happened here tonight is we now have a Republican race that is just totally wide open. You've got a Republican Party, about a fourth of them going this way, another fourth here, another fourth here, and another fourth here.
Which has never happened.
It's exciting. Gentlemen, thank you as always. And that is the CBS Evening News for tonight. There will be much more about the primaries and where the campaigns go from here first thing tomorrow on The Early Show, and of course on the CBS Evening News. I'm Katie Couric in Bedford, New Hampshire. Thanks for watching. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Vicks. This cold season, look for the Vicks Shield. No matter what the cold season brings, no matter what cold symptoms you might get, Vicks has got you covered. For comfort and care, Vicks is always there.
Here's what's new on CBS2.com.
Entertainment Tonight, the most watched entertainment news program in the world.
Britney's new breakdown. This time it's her car.
Nissan Hellbridge?
The flat tire, no spare. A ride home from the paparazzi, her Mercedes impounded. Lots more from our Dr. Phil exclusive.
A source told us that Britney was speaking in a British accent. Is that true?
That was private.
You left here.
No.
Obviously not.
Brad and Angelina getting cozy. George Clooney out solo. Awards season begins as the Golden Globes is canceled.
I'm a union guy, so I'll do what the union asks.
Then the inside dish on Katherine Heigl's wedding.
Did you eat?
I ate a lot.
The reception. The first dance.
Ain't no stopping us now.